Let's put away these guys and get a mana well. Okay, they're coming from there. Are they coming anywhere else? Or no? Looks like it's only one entrance. The reason why I got the barricades is potentially to lock off one of these paths. Gonna cost me $1.50, though. Now, if I wanted to be really silly, I could get them to... not easily. I've done it a couple of times where you really can just get them to loop through an entire region. But having them come through this claustrophobic hallway seems like a good idea. But no, as far as MOBAs go, one of the biggest problems that I always run into with them is that losing in video games doesn't always have to be fun, but it should be more fun more often than not. And when it's, you know, half the time you're losing and having just like a bitter time of it because you're playing a MOBA, like it leads to a lot of toxic gameplay interactions that I have minimal interest in. Like I've played Overwatch, I've played League of Legends, I played Battlefield a ton. Battlefield wasn't bad because it was kind of disconnected. You weren't usually interacting with people. Now they're going to hit the barrier and then go around, yes? Okay, good. I don't remember time being an issue on this one. But like I like the Battlefield games. That's probably going to be the most like mass market appeal competitive shooter I will generally play, just because the idea of like 40 some odd players duking it out on a large map is kind of fun to me. What I really like the idea of is I don't know how many of you guys played Battlefield 2142, but that game was choice. Big mechs, crazy vehicles, the holdouts on the giant hover ship. Like that was peak gaming for me back when I was a lot younger. And a lot of the modern Battlefields just have not had the same level of like fun factor for me. I've tried. Well, I think, what was the last one that I tried? I think it was Battlefield 5? So I guess it's not that recent. Okay. I have a game for you that you'll love, because it's one for one that game. Is it that, like, Angels Fall or whatever game? There's a couple like it, and, like, maybe I should give them a shot. Or is it Heaven's Fall? Angels Fall first, there we go. Yeah, I think I own it. I don't know if I've never loaded it up, just because, like, the days of me playing competitive games are kind of just largely, well, that was a whiff, are largely over, just because, like, from a time and a novelty standpoint, I could put 20 hours into a competitive shooter, and I'm not going to say not get anywhere, because it doesn't necessarily matter. Oh, that was confusing. Where are you going, my dude? I'm just going to put that there to soften them up as they go by. Just kind of some random damage here. Usually like to focus my defenses down. But if they're all going to be going past the location, wow, they really are just going past there. I think the other issue that I often run into with competitive games is that they disappear and die. That, you know, for me, I almost kind of wish competitive shooters really went all in on bots to some degree. And so, like, even if you are the only person in the world playing the game, it still functional and somewhat fun. Like, that would be such a dream. Going back to some of like the old Battlefield games and just being able to load it up and not have to worry about whether or not there's another human being willing to play it with me. I don't remember the kobolds being this easy to kill. Boy, I can't hit for beans, though. It's bad. Alright, I was going to turn on VSync. Oh, well. Let's get rid of that one. And, you know, I'm actually going to move my barricades in. I put it there because I was under the impression that it would be somehow a shorter distance. I was wrong.
A little present for you.
There we go. This way I can actually focus my defenses where it matters. Like right here.
This'll hurt. Warning, may cause death.
Oh, that didn't work. There we go. Come for me in my trap maze. My current game's AI sucks and no one wants to innovate on that field. It's because it takes a lot of programming and whatnot. And yeah, also, most competitive shooters nowadays have gone full games as a service, so custom servers, mods, just letting players control what their experience is. Nah, I can't have that. And, like, I sympathize. I understand why game developers set things up that way, and I get it. It just sucks a little bit for me, because it's just like, I know of the before times, and the before times were good. Gotta watch a little bit for those flame traps. They pop enemies over barricades. Why don't you make them travel down the wrong path as far as possible? Mainly out of laziness. I don't want to spend a bunch of time watching them walk there and back again. Like, that works when it's hobbits. It's annoying when it's orcs. It's not devs who make the calls, it's publishers that make the call. Often they're one and the same. Like, obviously, yes, it's not the direct developers themselves, but oftentimes it's the upper leadership, and they make that executive decision because financially, you know, you want. Oh, is this the map where the ogres show up? I think it is. You know, financially, you want players to be buying into your game for as long as possible, for as much as possible. Especially, you know, if there's whales in play, because whales are, you know, the big thing nowadays. This one's tough. Question. Start with that. Barricade. I know there's the flippers. What I want to check is... Okay. They'll go across. So now I can focus all of my defenses here. But you know what? I'm going to restart the level real quick.
Twin halls. One of the oldest of the Rift fortresses.
Okay, so we want potion bag, barricade, this, arrows.
Could use a good dusting.
I want to grab the shock zapper. I want to see if it's any good.
Warning, may cause death.
And if I put that there... Okay, so this will make them take the longest path possible. Normally I don't like doing it, but I think the big guys start showing up here, and I want to kind of prep against them. And that way I can focus my defenses largely on this.
Some new decorations.
Okay, and I want to try a shock zapper. Because I've pretty much never used them in all of my play. And this seems like a good day for it. Yeah, corporations don't give a shit about ethics. I think a number of them kind of do. You know, there's that, like, you know, obviously we'll do the right thing most of the time. Until it becomes somehow not cost effective. At which point they throw it out the window. So yeah, I guess you're right. They don't give a shit about ethics. They'll just often be kind of performative, and I don't know. I mean, like, what was it? Microsoft, for example, has a lot of problems with it, but I don't know how many of you guys pay attention to, like, the whole corporate Pride Month, like, oh, check it out, you know, we support LGBTQIA+, and, you know, we're nice and progressive and whatnot. Look at our pride symbols and our special pride controllers and whatnot. And then, like, as soon as July is over, they've all rebranded back to non-pride related things, and it's just, like, I get it, but it's kind of tacky. And, like, to Microsoft's credit, they didn't immediately, and a lot of people were like, oh man, you know, just waiting for Microsoft to do it, and they're like, actually, we're not going to, and it was like, oh, well, that's kind of nice. I'm sure they've switched back at this point, but, like, I think there are a number of companies that kind of legitimately believe certain things. Like, I know Sony was pushing BLM a little bit more than, you know, most other companies last year, and I'm sure a lot of it is still kind of a calculated thing. You know, it's like, oh, if we appear progressive, you know, it's not going to offend our players, and it's even going to make some people have more loyalty towards us. I mean, here I am talking glowingly of Microsoft for doing exactly that. So, like, I'm sure it's somewhat calculated. I'm also sure the social media people, you know, don't really have much of a choice, and probably are generally decent people that just have to answer to some suits in an office. Is what it is. Let's see. I don't like it.
This'll hurt.
Okay. I mean, do I want to just get a bunch of shock zappers for once? Like I said, I almost never use them. Seems like today is a good day for it.
Just add orcs and blend.
Let's see. Boy, the rotation on this game is very aggressive. Thought you weren't going to use barricades. Barricades are probably one of the exceptions. I'm also waiting for another arrow wall. I love my mazes. My trap mazes are my favorite. I don't think there's anything. Oh, there might be cobalt sappers. Maybe not on this one. Might as well hit him with that. There we go. Is that all of them? Yeah. It does look like they will just walk down to the edge of this. I guess I'll just set that up to kind of soften them, because, yeah, they're going to walk... Every single one of them from that side is going to walk down to that edge of the barricade. Let's see. The only thing in this game that hasn't aged very well is the lighting effects. I think most of them are just baked in, which is the answer. Which, like, I wouldn't exactly say hasn't aged well so much as just, like, was the thing at the time. And it looks nice unless you're, like, looking really hard at it. It's at least baked into the environment. But no, it doesn't have, like, volumetric lighting or anything like that. And, frankly, that's okay. Okay. This is a solid setup. How many levels we got left? Oh, there's a wave number thing. Oh, that's nice. Missed that. Even do. I guess I should put up a mana statue somewhere. Maybe? But yeah, is lighting all that important? I don't know. I mean, frankly, like, recently I was playing Disgaea 6 for a little while, and I turned it on to performance mode, which, like, actively reduced the resolution, and it kind of looked better. It had, like, a nice PlayStation 1 look to it. And, like, no objectively, like, fully realized, like, high def, good shading, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that would look better, but there was kind of a nice style to how it was handled. I think the main important thing with so much of this is intention. That the more intentional your, like, art direction is, the better it is. So recently I played YS or S9. I don't actually know. I know I had like a bunch of people saying like it's pronounced like this, and then like half of them were disagreeing with each other, and I was just like, I don't. All right, fine. I'm gonna make this place heinous.
They'll like this one. A treat for you.
When in doubt, go hard. There we go. But I was playing that, and the environments in that game look like ass. They look awful. It's bad. Can you spell it out? It's just YS. I don't know if they ever pronounce it somewhere. I'm sure the developers have clarified like a dozen times somehow. Or maybe it is like a thing in the game, kind of like I actually don't know. Oh. Well, just going hard on those arrow walls seems to have worked wonders for clearing this side out. Let's go harder. There we go. I got the other side on lockdown just by existing. Anyway, so for YS, the characters looked lovely. They were very much, you know, just the nicely modeled and textured 3D anime characters. And it was a nice looking, you know, set of characters. The monsters looked really cool. The environments looked like ass. The environments looked like there was something straight out of PS2 era. Like, this Orcs Must Die 1 has better environmental design than YS does. And maybe that's not true of some of the later levels, but, like, the textures were just bad. Everything was kind of ugly. No, it doesn't actually blow up the barricade there. It is what it is. Anyway. And I was really disappointed because it's just like the rest of the game looks great, but just that one section, that one thing, really just kind of harmed my perception of the game. And no, my perception does not necessarily need... Wow, yeah, just the giant wall of arrow traps is more than enough here. You know, the technical oversight visually, well, that ogre is just freaking the heck out. Brrr. Shork is here to... Unfortunately, dude is tough as bricks. Way to hit the barrel yourself, dingus. Alright, anyway, but it was very clear that they just slapped together an environment with, you know, whatever texture library they had. And they weren't really thinking about lighting or making it look nice or anything like that. I'm not necessarily sure if, like, Orcs Must Die really had that much more intention, but it's clear that there was, like, a unified vision for how this game was supposed to look. And they didn't just skimp on the details because, oh, it's just the backgrounds. And that's something I always get kind of stuck on with video games, where it's just like... The backgrounds are almost more important than character models. Maybe not. I don't know. I just, like, every once in a while I'll play a game and you just see, like... Dark Souls. OG Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2 had some really bad issues with repeating textures. You'd, like, look into the distance and you just see, like, a castle wall and it's just stone texture repeated endlessly up a wall. Yeah, Hades did great with backgrounds. I know! Looking at Hades, it was just eye candy the whole time. Transistor, even more so. Maybe a hot take. I don't know. But I always thought Transistor was probably the prettiest of the Supergiant games just because it was such a unique aesthetic. Hey, wall blades. Oh, the only problem with wall blades is they have short range. Let's use it. I wasn't using flame traps that much anyway. I was using arrow walls. Those were good. Let's see. Did I get the barricades? No, I didn't. Where are my there are my flame traps. All right, there we go.
I once asked the old man what would happen if the orcs made it through the rifts into our world. He got all gloomy-faced and said, "Step out
Okay.
into their shattered, dead world beyond the fortress gates, and you will
I
know
cannot hear what he is saying.
Oh yeah,
I feel bad.
it'd be bad."
Okay, so it looks like this area only comes up this staircase. And then goes through here. I think what we're going to do, let's just be mean.
That's gonna leave a mark.
Block that off. I don't have enough. Well, that's okay. It's going to take a little bit. Yeah, something old man, something orcs. I don't really play these games for the plot. I would love it if they actually had, you know, a unique character or like voice acting slider, because, you know, that would make my life a lot better. But you know what? If that's the one thing that this game has wrong with it, then so be it. This game is really cool. Orcs Must Die is fantastic. It is one of those like indie classics that, oh gosh, did I not include it as part of the recommendation video I did? I don't think I did. Damn. I'll just have to make a separate video. Just repping the Orcs Must Die series. I guess I could put it out like on the day it comes out, just talking about why it's so good. I might do that, actually. Okay, so we're having them come through here. The question is... Well, here's the thing. Okay, they're busting through down here. Hello. Might actually have to turn on VSync. It's getting a little weird. Yeah, let me see if I can do that. Settings. VSync on. There we go. Yeah, it's smoother. Hopefully this game runs in 10 years. Currently runs pretty flawlessly on my end. It's just a matter of slight incompatibilities I think are going to be my biggest issues. Thoughts on the Pride do you mean like community? I don't know. Frankly, when it comes down to it, not terribly involved, which is mostly my bad, but I don't know. I feel like whenever I get asked stuff like that, I always feel slightly like a, not like a trap necessarily, but it's just like, answering that can sometimes lead to people getting mad at me, so it's just like, well, I mean, I don't know, it's fine. So where do we go? Do we bother putting this down, or do we just put a pair of blade traps? Oh, I don't have enough money. I'm just gonna sell that. We'll save it. I might actually want to put this somewhere. Oh, that's tiny. Oh, look at it. It's so cute. I was expecting like a big statue thing. Frankly, I don't even think I need to worry about it. No matter what, people will be mad. I mean, I don't know. Frankly, when it comes down to it, like I used to be part of a... I'm not going to say it was like an LGBT club. It was called the Gay Straight Alliance. This is back in 2015, back when, you know, most sexualities were barely even like, I'm not going to say explored or understood, but it's like they existed. It's just I think people weren't talking about it at all. Poor intersex people got just the short end of the stick forever. But I've never met generally a friendlier nor more welcoming group of people than LGBTQ people along the way. At least on average. there's always bad eggs everywhere, but they were lovely at the time, and honestly kind of miss some of my friends from when I was younger. I'm just gonna put wall blades everywhere. They cost about the same as a barricade anyway, so let's just go up and down. It's more educational about awareness then. Yeah, than like rights and some other things. Ooh, wall blades are fun. Looks like they've got a bit of a long cooldown on them, but they do good. They do good chopping. Eventually, I got ousted because of weird drama. You know, all my friends had already kind of moved on for the most part, and I think I was the only cisgendered person there. So I was just eventually like, "All right, I'll just leave. I'm clearly like not part of the in-group anymore." And instead of like letting this become a weird wedge issue for a couple of people that, you know, don't like me being here, I'll just bail. Fine. Let's see. Can I put this here? Ah, damn. I'll just put it there. There we go. But, like, when it comes down to it, it feels weird to be asked about a group of people that I'm not necessarily a part of. And, you know, I obviously, like, am in support of pretty much any LGBTQ cause. And awareness and civil rights especially, and so on and so forth. Oh, right, I forgot. I've got the... Oh, shoot. Hello, can I... Thank you. There we go. But beyond that, I'm not a particularly, like, active member of, like, any kind of rights organization. I should be, but it's more of me just lending my voice when I can. Obviously, a lot of that is slacktivism. And it's something I'd actually really like to be better about. I find a lot of activism nowadays is very much about, like, fundraising, and that gets kind of stinky for me. I don't like money. I mean, I like having money. I just don't like talking about money, gathering money, acknowledging money's existence and the effects on people. Here. If I put a barricade there, I don't know. I think these are probably fine. Maybe not. I'm going to put a barricade right in the middle, so enemies are more likely to just get gibbed by them. The whole thing about groups nowadays is they're here to cause drama because no one actually questions... It's actually questioning their rights. You got to articulate on that one a little bit better. But if you're saying, like, people are trying to, like, assert themselves, question mark, that's, not a great... It's not necessarily a great take if you're saying what I think you're saying. But I also could be very wrong on what you were saying. This is not necessarily a topic that I really should be getting into too much while I'm playing Orcs Must Die of all things. But no, many advocacy groups exist largely because if they didn't exist, people would start trampling on them again. I mean, in the US right now, trans people are like one of the most immediately demonized groups available, and it is heinous seeing what a lot of people are... Oops. You know, what a lot of people have been, like, trying to do. Even the whole, like, oh, right, I can stun them. That big? Ow. Can you not stun me? Thank you. But I can stun you. There we go. Let's get some flame traps up in here. Kind of. In the UK, there's so much trans hate that they're trying to seek political asylum in the US. Really? I didn't know the UK had so much issues. Because I know in the US it's only like friendly to trans people, specifically in you know, the more liberal states. You go south, you have a bunch of people that are actively trying to deny your existence, or, you know, discriminate against you. Hell, I mean, the U.S., in a number of states, it is legal to pretend that you were freaked out about somebody being trans, and therefore, you know, you murdered them, and that's okay in the eyes of the law in a couple of places. I don't actually think it's that okay, but suffice to say, a number of people have like gotten away with arguing that, and that's just messed up. Oh boy. Okay. Where the hell was I? I got distracted. I'm here. My defenses are fine. The orcs or ogres are spooky, but ogres are always spooky. Oh, he ain't dead. Now he dead. Oh, that's a healing potion. Do I grab it? I'll just grab it anyway. I'm in kind of a weird predicament with this. Namely, just I need some more traps in places to soften things up, but I don't know where the ogres are coming from. I guess, you know what? I'm just gonna go all in with stuff. They'll get soft one way or another. I usually like kill corridors, but this map is bad for it. And so, oh, I can shoot my own poison things. That's actually kind of useful. Hey, thank you, Moufoon, for the that honestly looks like mouth fun, and that's almost what I said. Which, you know what? If that is what you were going for, like, props to you. That's one heck of a a trapped username. But anywho, thanks for the sub and welcome on in. I choose heavy corridor maps on maps for the heavy tower defense. Yeah, I don't mind maps like this, but I guess I could actually put barricades on this. Maybe I will want to pull my defenses back. The main problem is this corridor is just so damn wide that it's just like no space for my current lineup. Uh-oh. I forgot. I never put barricades there. That's a problem. I think I'm just better off going for the shooty shoots. Okay, let's kite him backwards. He'll lose interest after a certain point, but if I stay within range of him and then bring him back to my traps, I think I'll be okay. Because, yeah, if I can be right here... There we go. Oh, that was the last one. Perfect!